Think about the major questions that we ask about our social world. Are men and women really that different? Why do we have problems such as racism? What motivates people to have social status and respect? These questions are hugely important to life as a human being, and they are studied by the field of sociology. A general definition of sociology is the systematic study of human society, culture, and relationships on a group level. One way to think about sociology is to contrast it with different but similar fields. For example, social psychology asks many of the same questions as sociology, but uses different research methodology and studies people on an individual level instead of the group level. While sociology studies group patterns, such as why one culture believes in men having multiple wives, while another culture does not, social psychology would study how the individual people within a marriage feel about their partner. So basically, sociology looks at the big picture on the group level, while social psychology studies the attitudes or feelings of each individual person. Another field that's similar is anthropology. Anthropology also examines human society, just like sociology, but anthropology focuses more on how human society has changed over time. It includes the subfield of archaeology, which examines ancient tools, pottery, and so on, to see how ancient cultures compare to modern culture. So now that we have a basic foundation of what sociology is, let's talk about some of the major themes or questions that the field tries to understand. The lessons within this sociology course cover many of the big picture questions, like the ones I discussed a couple seconds ago. Let's go over some of the issues that sociology covers as a field, because these are the same issues that are covered by the sociology lessons you might watch. First, sociology studies different ideas for what might create an ideal society. Some people believe that society should focus on making sure everyone is treated equally, including from an economic perspective. However, other people believe that an ideal society includes different social classes, because wanting to be rich motivates people to invent things and work harder. These questions include the study of how economics, politics, and culture combine in different ways. Other questions sociology asks are, how is culture created, and how is it passed down from one generation to the next? For example, what foods come from your country? If you're from the United States, our culture includes hamburgers and hot dogs. These food items are incorporated into other aspects of American culture, like when you eat a hot dog at a baseball game. So how are children influenced by these cultural images, and how do different cultures result in different kinds of people and ideas? Sociology also studies the similarities and differences among different types of people. Remember at the beginning of this lesson we talked about whether men and women are really different. What about people of different races or ethnicities? What about rich people versus poor people? How is a grandmother different from a granddaughter? Finally, sociology studies social institutions. Social institutions are major structures made up of groups or ideas that influence people's daily lives, views of the world, or integration into society. Examples of social institutions are religious groups, schools, political organizations, and families. How have all of these social institutions influenced your life? For example, did you go to a public school or a private school? Did you have a large family or a small family? Were your parents religious? And do you share those same beliefs? The last topic for this lesson is possible careers in sociology. Maybe after you study the field, you'll be so excited that you want to spend the rest of your life thinking about sociology. So what could you do with a career in this field? Many sociologists who want to study the big picture questions we just discussed work at colleges or universities. They can discuss the ideas and themes in classes, and they can do research projects using resources that the university provides. So one option you have is that you could become a college professor, teaching sociology and doing research projects. If you're more interested in working directly with people, you could work for a school or a hospital, helping people who have had trouble with social issues. People who directly help to improve people's lives using sociological concepts are called clinical sociologists. Of course, knowing about sociology helps in a huge range of other careers. It would help teachers understand how their students' cultural or family backgrounds influence their schoolwork. It helps criminal justice professionals understand the motivation behind crime. It helps politicians and economists understand how different parts of society work together and influence each other. In fact, any career dealing with how humans interact would benefit from an understanding of sociology. In summary, sociology is the systematic study of human society, culture, and relationships on a group level. As a field, sociology asks many questions about how human groups and ideas interact with each other. For example, one aspect of sociology is the study of social institutions, which are major structures made up of groups or ideas that influence people's daily lives, views of the world, or integration into society. Examples are religion and schools. Many careers exist within sociology, such as being a college professor or a clinical sociologist. However, sociology can benefit almost any career.